Phew, I'm not late. I'm such a sound sleeper that sometimes I sleep through my alarm clock. Press like if you're like that too. And don't forget to subscribe to the Private Diary channel if you don't want to miss new episodes. I'm Chelsea, by the way. You might have noticed my hair is bright red. Because of that, as soon as I started school, the other kids started calling me Carrot Top. Did someone spill ketchup on your head? No, genius. How about I pour some ketchup on your hair? We'll see what it looks like. I'd always stood up for myself. That day was no exception. I grabbed a bottle of ketchup and squeezed it on everyone who'd laughed at me. The principal punished me and I got a detention. Dang it. The first day of school was off to a bad start. When I walked into the detention classroom, I saw another girl with red hair and immediately sat down next to her. Hi, I'm Chelsea. What are you in for? Hey, I'm Amanda. I put a frog on Vanessa's head. She was making fun of my hair. She's just jealous of us because we stand out. Look at us. We're unique, kissed by the sun. Wow. I like how that sounds. That was the beginning of a beautiful friendship. We spent all our time together and ignored Vanessa and her gang whenever they made fun of us. Look, it's the Carrot Top Club. Jealous you weren't accepted? I mean, look, you've got steam coming out of your ears. I went swimming whenever I had some free time. Life was great, but everything changed in a single moment. Every year, Amanda and I had to spend some time apart when her parents sent her to a summer camp. I was alone for several months, but one year, I asked my parents to send me to that camp too. Sorry, Chelsea, we spent all our money on renovations. I didn't let that get me down, and I found a brilliant solution. I saw an ad about an aquarium looking for a mermaid actress for their underwater show. I was a great swimmer and I could hold my breath for a long time. You could say I was born for that role. I like to transform into fairy tale characters and make the kids smile. Soon, I'd saved up enough to go to the camp. However, I didn't tell Amanda I was coming. I wanted to surprise her, but as soon as I arrived, two girls started bullying me. Chelsea, did you fall headfirst into a can of paint? She must have raided her grandma's closet first. They laughed like two hyenas as they walked past me. A guy who heard everything explained that those witches called themselves the BRW, which stood for Brunettes Rule the World. Don't mind them. They're like that with everyone. That trio comes to the camp and drives everyone up the wall every year. That was weird. Amanda never mentioned them. Also, did he say trio? I'd only seen two of them so far. And that's their leader. Watch out for her. She's the worst of them. He pointed at some girl. I looked at her and couldn't believe my eyes. The leader of the BRW was Amanda! She was wearing a black wig, but I recognized her straight away. Chelsea, what are you doing here? I wanted to surprise you, but you surprised me first. What's going on? My friend made sure that no one was eavesdropping on us, and then explained that she was tired of being a loser in the Carrot Top Club. Her parents had forbade her from dyeing her hair, so she bought a wig and acted different whenever she came to camp. I'm cool here. Everyone listens to me because they fear me. Her gang came up to us and looked me up and down. My friend instantly became somebody else. Amanda, why are you talking to this weirdo? I was telling the new girl who rules this camp. Come on, girls. Let's move into the best house. Before leaving, Amanda turned around and added softly, Sorry, but I need to act like this. This stays between us, okay? I looked at her in disappointment. I had always thought that my friend was confident and proud of her looks, but she had just been pretending. All those years, she'd been ashamed of her red hair. I wanted to rip the wig off Amanda's head in front of everyone, but I quickly got a grip on myself. After all, I cherished our friendship. Instead of having fun with my friends, I wandered around the camp all by my lonesome. And one day, I noticed a skinny boy called Tony. He was watching the birds through binoculars. Wow, that's a Zonotrichia albicollis. Do you want to see it? Sure. Why not? I wouldn't call Tony handsome, but he was sweet and funny. A bit later, I saw Amanda flirting with him. Tony, you're so smart and almost handsome. She wasn't bullying that weirdo, and it made me believe that deep down my friend was still a good person. I breathed a sigh of relief. It really pissed me off that Amanda only talked to me when no one was around to see it. Psst, Chelsea, how are you doing? I like it here, but I thought we'd spend the holidays together, but you're too busy hanging out with the BRW girls. I promise I'll figure something out. Yeah, sure. One night, she snuck into my house. Amanda? Finally. I've been trying to wake you up for ages. You know I'm a sound sleeper. What's the matter? I know what we should do. If you dye your hair black, you'll be able to join my gang. We won't have to hide that we're friends then. She handed me hair dye, but I pushed it away. No, I'm not gonna change myself for anyone. I like my red hair. Oh, whatever. Don't say I didn't try. With those words, she went back to her house without sparing me another glance. In the morning, we were told we were going camping. everyone was on cloud 9. The only thing that bothered me was how insistently Amanda kept flirting with Tony. Baby, will you show me the most beautiful birds during the hike? The most beautiful bird is standing next to me right now. A bird? If anything, Amanda was a chameleon. I hoped that her crush on Tony was at least real, but later I accidentally overheard her talking to her gang. It turned out Tony's father was filthy rich. Amanda was pretending to fall for Tony so he'd give her expensive gifts. Those 3 witches were laughing at Tony behind his back the whole time. He's so naive. I can't believe he thinks a gorgeous girl like me is pining for him. She crossed a line. Amanda's words made my blood boil, and I cornered her when she was alone. Listen here, either you tell Tony the truth, or I'll tell your friends that you're a redhead like me. Would you really do that to me? You want to find out? What kind of friend are you, you traitor? Amanda ran away, acting like I was the one that wronged her. The next morning, we took our backpacks and went camping with our teachers. My friend looked nervous and kept throwing angry glances at me the whole way. My gut was telling me that she was up to no good. However, that evening, after we set up camp by the river, Amanda looked at me with sad puppy eyes. You were right, Chelsea. I was too rude. It's time to end this. I'm gonna tell the girls the truth about myself and apologize to Tony for lying to him. Friends? She smiled and held out her pinky. I linked my pinky with hers without hesitation. Now that's more like my best friend. Of course. We're friends forever. After that, we fried marshmallows at the bonfire and went to our tents. I passed out as soon as I laid down on my air mattress. After making up with my best friend, I felt like a huge weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I woke up because a bird landed on my stomach. What the? I looked around and realized with horror that I was not in my tent, but floating on my mattress in the middle of a river. There was no one around. Amanda had left a note next to me. This is just the beginning, Chelsea. Don't get in my way or I'll make you regret it. Can you believe it? It wasn't hard to imagine the 3 BRW girls pushing my mattress offshore and laughing like villains while I was sleeping. Ugh, why was I such a freaking sound sleeper? No, wait, this was all Amanda's fault, not mine. My best friend betrayed me. And now I was all alone in the middle of a river. Then I heard a strange sound and realized things were about to go from bad to worse. The mattress was starting to deflate. Oops, my ship was going down. Luckily, I was a great swimmer, so I quickly reached the shore and got back to the camp. The teachers had already noticed that I was missing and were panicking. Do you know what the worst part was? Amanda had written a fake note and signed it with my name, so everyone thought I'd run away from the camp. What a snake! My former friend threw her arms around me and even shed a tear. Oh, Chelsea, we were so worried. Don't run away again. That became the last straw for me. I pounced on Amanda, and the heartwarming scene turned into a wrestling match. When we got back to camp, the camp director gave us a scolding of a lifetime. Such behavior is unacceptable. He hit the table with his fist and kicked us both out of the camp. Before leaving, I told Tony the truth about Amanda. She's just as fake as her nails. And you're a great guy. I'm sure you'll meet someone who will like you for real. Meanwhile, Amanda was saying goodbye to her gang and glaring at me. I wanted to rip that stupid wig off her head and laugh in her face, but I decided I was above it. When I got home, I threw away everything that reminded me of Amanda. Tears streamed down my face, but there was no turning back. Our friendship was over. I decided to keep working as a mermaid at the aquarium for the rest of the summer. And so, at the next show, I dived down and waved at the children from behind the glass.
Wow, it's a real mermaid!
Then, I saw a gorgeous guy, and our eyes met. He stared at me with his emerald eyes, mesmerized. I couldn't hold my breath any longer, so I swam up to the surface, took a deep breath, and dived back in. But the beautiful stranger was already gone. It felt like I'd imagined him. I wanted to listen to music on the way home after work, but I couldn't find my headphones anywhere. Then, I heard a voice behind me. I think these are yours. They fell out of your purse. It was that guy with the greenest eyes in the world. He recognized me too. You're that mermaid. Well, my real name is Chelsea. Thanks for giving my headphones back. I'm Christian. We got to talking, and I found out that Christian had just moved to our city the day before. His parents went on an expedition for a whole year, and he was staying with his cousin. Well, it's a beautiful city. I'm sure you'll like it here. By the way, do you want me to show you around? I'm free anyway. I'd be a fool to say no. I have an hour until I'm supposed to meet my cousin by the zoo. I know where that is. Come on, I'll walk you there. We talked on the way. It turned out that Christian and I had the same taste in food and music. Time flew by. When we reached the city pond, He suddenly looked at the surface of the water and said dreamily, "You moved so gracefully underwater, and your hair looked like fire. It was amazing." To be honest, I don't know how to swim. We reached the zoo, and Christian pointed at some girl with blonde hair. "And here's my cousin." I looked at the girl and was left speechless. Remember Vanessa, the girl who was always bullying Amanda and I at school? It turned out she was Christian's cousin. He introduced me to her, and Vanessa smirked. "Hi, Carrot Top. Come on, Christian. Dinner's ready, and Mom's waiting for us." "Chelsea, thanks for the tour. I'll call you." Before leaving, Vanessa turned around and quietly hissed at me, "Stay away from my cousin, or you'll regret it." Of course, her reaction didn't come as a surprise to me. Why did such a cool guy have to be the cousin of that wacko? As promised, Christian soon called me and invited me to his birthday party.
"I'm throwing a small beach party. It'd be awesome if you came."
Is Vanessa coming?
"Yeah, and she said she was bringing a new friend along. I met her recently too."
Perhaps you haven't noticed, but your cousin and I don't exactly get along. Inviting us to the same party is like throwing a Mentos in a Coke bottle. Boom! Get it? Chelsea, come to the party for me. Don't think about Vanessa.
"Yeah, you're right."
I do want to wish you a happy birthday.
"Awesome. I'll see you there."
That evening, I went to the mall to look for a gift for Christian. After buying a t-shirt with a print of our favorite band, I was about to leave. But then I saw Vanessa and Christian. Some girl with blonde hair was throwing herself at him, and he was trying to very politely get rid of her. But what struck me the most was something else. I took a closer look at the blonde, and I realized it was Amanda. Wow. She was sure full of surprises. As soon as Christian noticed me, he gently pushed Amanda away and came up to me.
"Chelsea, hi. Sorry you had to see that. This is Vanessa's new friend. She fell for me, and now I can't seem to get her to leave me alone."
Relax. You don't have to explain a thing. While we talked, the girls kept throwing angry glances at me and whispering at each other. Since when were they friends anyway? Later, Amanda called me and started talking nonsense.
"Don't even think about going out with Christian. He's mine, got it?"
He's not a thing, and he can decide that for himself.
So what? You dyed your hair blonde and joined the enemy?
At least I'm finally hanging out with the popular kids. It's better than being a member of the Carrot Top Club.
That's your choice, but I would have thought you were better than that. During the party, Christian and I hung out on the boardwalk. I felt like I could talk to him about anything.
Thank you for coming. I really liked your gift.
Vanessa and Amanda were standing nearby and glowering at us. Then, Vanessa whispered something in her new friend's ear. Amanda smiled nastily, came closer to us, and spilled a soda on me, acting like it was an accident. Oops, sorry. Well, your clothes are so ugly that no one will notice the stain anyway. Come on, Christian. You'll like hanging out with me more. She tried to drag him away, but he immediately pulled her off him.
I'm sorry, Amanda, but you're not my type. And Chelsea, she's amazing and unique. It's like she's been kissed by the sun.
His words must have felt like a slap for Amanda, because she immediately took off her wig and showed off her red hair.
Look, I'm a redhead. I was kissed by the sun too. That's great, but hair has nothing to do with it. I was talking about your personalities. You're mean and jealous, and I don't like you.
Amanda lost it. She growled like a psycho and pushed Christian into the water. He started flailing in a panic because he didn't know how to swim. Without wasting even a second, I jumped into the water after him and I helped him get back to shore. Are you okay?
I am now, thanks to you. You know, it's like you're that beautiful mermaid from a fairy tale that saved the drowning prince.
Let's hope there are no evil witches in our fairy tale then. Christian leaned in to kiss me, but the moment was broken when we saw something funny. The kids from the camp had come to the beach. Amanda's friends went ballistic. Amanda, what's with your hair? You're no longer one of us. Hold on, are you still a redhead? I told you you needed to dye your hair to be friends with me.
My parents won't let me do that. That's why I wore wigs.
Amanda must have realized how pathetic she sounded because she blushed and ran away. Christian gently brushed a strand of hair out of my face.
Where were we?
If there's one thing I learned, it's that you shouldn't change yourself for anyone, or you could lose yourself. That's what happened to Amanda. I'm sure that everyone is beautiful in their own way. I mean, think about it. How gray and boring would the world be if we all looked the same? Don't you agree? Share your opinion in the comments down below. And by the way, what color is your hair?